Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Project WIP. And today we're having another guest conversation with three fellow designers from Russia in the automotive industry. I'll have them introduce. Yeah, so you guys please introduce yourselves.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi. I think it would be okay to introduce ourselves as a Kosatki Design Team. So I basically have like the logo on my T-shirt. So my name
Nice.
is Maxim.
My name is Lebedev.
My name is Dmitry, aka Dvenger.
So yeah.
Nice. I am very happy that you guys agreed to join, and we already had a little conversation before.
Yeah.
Um,
So the people who are watching, we're fake saying hello to each other. We've seen each other already. We've talked like
yes, we've been talking for 30 minutes.
It's all fake. You're watching fake.
Yep. It's a fake intro. But here, okay, let's start with, I don't know, do you guys want to start with the questions that I send you first?
I think it would be productive to start with the questions, so we will just like hit up a little bit, so we'll just have something.
Sounds good. All right. So the first question I have for you guys is: I see many Russian designers have very unique ways of expressing with designs, and it seems like everyone has a conscious decision of why the designs look the way it is. It feels like you guys are making very conscious decisions and not just following some sort of trends. So I wonder if that has something to do with different education systems. Like, I've seen all of you guys' work. It's very unique, but it also speaks to me that like it feels rebellious almost, like rebellious to the trends, rebellious to all of the what's supposed to be a beautiful design out there. So yeah, like I don't know if you guys like what you guys have as curriculum kind of cultivated that part in your design, or do you think it's something else?
Yeah, I think I will start. I can actually answer about the curriculum because I don't actually know what's going on like in art center or in different schools. I can just judge from the perspective of the Russian guys that I know that studied abroad. Like we have our bro Danjar. I think you know him also. We're always like in tap. Like he recently
sounds
made
familiar.
A project like this. Big,
oh yes. I remember his work. Yes,
he was our study buddy, but he's now in Pforzheim in Germany, and he talks about his education there a lot. And to be honest, we have a very close curriculum to what's in the Pforzheim, but it's basically because when our professor created our like transportation design, how's it called, the department, so he basically wanted to base his program on what people have in Pforzheim in Germany. So that's why we have like what they have, but with like maybe like different unique Russian implementations, just because it's like our nature. But yeah, as far as I can answer, as far as I can understand, we just have like this way of expressing ourselves because we don't have this much of business in design. So basically, if we want to be wanted, if we want to be commercially interesting for the business, for the world, basically, we have to create the trends, not just to follow them, because there's not much space in Russia where you can find yourself wanted as a design worker. It's becoming more and more nowadays, just because due to a lot of like hard times, I can say. The markets just have to grow. We just need to create our own people that will do the design, that will do the production, and we're starting to make new jobs, I can say. But it wasn't like this until 2020s. I think most people who studied in Russia in transportation or industrial design, they started to go to different countries, to go abroad. And if you want to go abroad, you shouldn't be like everybody else. You shouldn't be at their level. You should be above them. Just because you have like this problem that you're Russian, that you may not know the language as good. You may not be in the market just because you're not in the market, you're in Russia. You don't understand what the Europeans want or what the Americans want or any other like what the Chinese people want in their market. Just because you're in Russia, you have different like cultural level, and basically you just have to make something yet rebellious or like more interesting. You have to create a new trend. So
Reinvent.
Yeah, so to reinvent the trend. So to basically be wanted abroad. So the guys that hire you, they will hire you as a very cool professional, and not like just any other design student, like coming out of any design school that have like we have a lot of design schools overall. Like in Italy, there's plenty. In Germany, in America, the art center is, I think, the best one, but there's lots of universities that do the same stuff, and there's a lot of people, but there's not so much cool high professionals, and we just have like the whole I don't know how it's called right, but like the whole industrial design department, including transportation design, it consists like from like 100 people, and basically if you want to study transportation design in St. Petersburg, the second biggest city in Russia, you have one university to go to for now. Like you may study some transportation stuff in different in the universities, but if we are not in the market, these universities are like far away from the market. So basically in Moscow you have like three universities. So we're a very close small community, and even inside the community you have like just a little top, and basically we'll like have 10 people graduating, and from these 10 people 5 will work in the industry, and these 5 people, they have to be top tier professionals, so they would be wanted anywhere in the world. So basically we have this way of you're either the best, or you're either like not in the market at all. Yeah, hi Kitty.
It's the co-host.
Meow meow.
Hello, this is Buggo. Says hi.
Hi.
All right.
So I don't know. Maybe the guys want to add something.
Russian people very adaptable for something new and reinvent the ways for something new and something unusual situation.
I think what Dima tries to say is just like in Russia there's a very changeable like situation always. Like every 10 years we have like big crises that change our lives, and people in Russia try to adapt, and they adapt. They don't have like much choice.
No adapt. Reinvent the meaning for all
Yeah.
of the situation, and
So basically, yeah, they
reinvent your mind and reinvent the situation for improve your position in the world.
I think I can agree on that.
Basic
Basic
needs, что-то вот, что улучшить свои потребности.
So yeah, what Dima wants to say that is no matter what happens, like in a situation or political or economical, people try to reinvent their minds, reinvent their like situation, economical or like just mental state, just to cover their basic needs and to add on that, and basically we have this like in common of all the Russian people. We always have to, always try to find the hard ground to be on our like to be on our feet. And if you're a designer in Russia, there's no problem for you to solve all the stuff going on with the design process, because it's just the way you live. And if it's your work, like as a designer, coming back to what you've asked, why our designs are almost always very like problem solution created, just because we basically have this thing not just in our like education curriculum, we just have it like in our life. Well, we every like the BIG said, everyday struggle. you just have to solve the everyday struggle. I'm not saying other people from other countries don't have their struggles. I know they do, but basically designers in Russia are not from these families that have like a lot of money, because almost everybody who made their success in design from Russia that I know, they all studied for the government budget. We have this stuff. If you have good grades, if you pass the exams in the university, if you're in like top 10, you have your education free. So the government basically pays for you, and thank God and thank Russian governments that they pay for us, because I think if not for the government, none of us three would be in our academy, because they have a very high pricing. So basically we demolished, we battled to get our ways in the university. We battled throughout the whole education system. We know that if we will not be in this everyday battle with the living with other students, we will lose, and we won't be connected to the market. We won't be connected to the design industry that we want. And basically we have just like eat out the our position. And I think it just projects like the regular life projects onto our design life. We basically don't have the industry of internships in Russia still. So like 2025, if you want an internship, you have to really battle for it. You have to have a lot of power just to get this internship, not just to pass it, but to get it. While regular students, and for example, Forsheim, they just need to have good grades, good portfolio. They will almost like I don't know, a big percentage of students from Forsheim go to internships, and they don't even have to change their location. Like they were in one city of Germany and they just go to the another city of Germany, and they go to a very cool company because Germany has like Mercedes, BMWs, Porsches, Audi, Lamborghini. They have like plenty of stuff. And Russia has like Lada and Aurus, and they basically Kamaz, yeah, and basically the whole transportation design industry in Russia is like 80 designers. I don't know, it's approximately, but in Lada they have like how much designers are there in Lada? 10, 15 designers in Lada, like 10 designers in the Nami, in Aurus.
No, 10 more.
They have modellers, but they don't have this much of designers. And basically, like each brand of Volkswagen has like dozens of designers. They have, the design manager, design director, design this, design that, design this, design that, and we have like 10 people ruling the whole brand's design DNA. So yeah, basically, I think we just don't have much another way of doing this stuff. Maybe Dima wants to add something on that.
Yeah, I think this speech about Russian mentality and philosophy, because I think we don't have a gradation between white and black. We have two sides when you need to choose who are you from childhood. You are a bad guy or you are a good guy, but you have
bruises.
Yeah, but you have bruises, and then in university you have to choose who are you. You are truly choose your profession, or you just want to work in magazine or shop. And it's about not only industry, it's about Russian culture, Russianness, Russia between West and East, and we're inside country. We don't we can't understand who we are. We are Europe or we are East. We want to have East traditions, or we want to have friendship with America and
USA.
And it's about industry. We need to produce ourselves. We have a lot of impression of this life. We have a lot of impression of this industry. We have a lot of pain what we don't have in industry. We don't have a lot of companies. We just have Lada and 3-4 companies more, and we need to I think fight and we need to have a lot of creativity to fight, to have a place in this world, because we can't understand the middle way, how we can normal people, how we can't be super cool or be super bad. We don't understand what is middle.
Yeah, that's basically what we're taught in our school. Like you just can't be in the middle. You will be top tier, or like the just you will be like, oh, I forgot the words.
Dialectica.
But it's a central theme of my thesis too. It's about contradiction. We don't want to be middle and to be normal. but we need to do this because it's a truly way how we can we need to have oscillation between ugly and pretty, between aggressive way and culture way. Yeah.
And it really shows through. I mean, I see like with Art Center, we basically mass produce designers that go out into all of the things.
That's understandable. That's logical, because if you have an industry, you have to make something like in a mass product. And when you don't have industry, so you basically can't make mass product because you don't know how to do it. It's basically introduced like it's not introduced. It's inside of our industry, like, because even our companies, what we produce, like Lada or ours, it's not so much of a mass product because we actually don't know. We forgot, like the USSR, they knew how to make the mass product maybe, but this mass product was how our design teacher says, like жесть. It's the жесть in Russian. It's like something very dull, a very very simple, dull. It could work, but basically a Lada. But even almost all Ladas, like, they still came from Fiat. Fiat were mass produced in other country. Basically, nowadays Ladas are built with Renault. So basically, Renault are French guys who knew how to make mass product. And what we have, like the our stuff, what we make ourselves, it's basically not a mass product. Even the company we work in, like, we make electric vessels. But as I said earlier, in the part that the viewers didn't see, we can't say that's a mass product. Each vessel is unique. Each vessel has some different details. I see a very big philosophy in that, that we just are not capable nowadays in making mass products. So we're like not obliged, but we just don't have any other way just to make something unique, something interesting, just because we don't know how to make mass product. So we either not make anything at all, or we make a very cool product, because we maybe want to be in the middle, but we don't know how. We just can't understand it.
I mean, I think it's a good thing, personally. I guess there's a nuance in there. There's a gray area where it has its good and bad. But it's just, I think for me, witnessing the industry on the side that is massively in the middle, I do think we need designs that is more, out there, that is more unique, and that is more not just there to make money. Especially with, the introduction of AI nowadays. Yeah. Everything is mass produced. Honestly, everything is I mean, I'm not saying AI is good or bad, but it's just like
it's just
mediocre things
to mass production.
Yeah, exactly. It just things that people deal or see with, or the trends that are in the middle, just gets exponentially overproduced, and I feel like we're just missing some unique things that actually created by rebellious people.
Yeah, we'll hope that more Russian designers will be heads of big international companies, so the good designs will grow.
Russian world.
Yeah, so we'll be the Russian design world. Yeah, Stiglitz power. It's like half a joke, half like motto. So like Stiglitz power.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, when some guys from Stiglitz, they post their stuff made overseas, like we always do the hashtag like Stiglitz power.
It's very interesting too, because it seems that you're really proud of the school and
Of
also
course.
your culture, your
How could we
background.
not be?
Indeed, I mean, for sure. It's very interesting to see because for me, I don't know if I'm proud of Art Center. I'm thankful for the education, and I'm thankful for everything I went through and learned from the school. But sometimes and it's like a common thing for designers in either entertainment industry, which is where I'm originally from, and a little bit from, I guess, transportation as well. We're just kind of, it feels like we get produced as mass produced designers out there
Yeah, like,
into the
it feels just like
industry,
a
and
mass
then
product, and it's not
yeah,
so
and then we're just out here, we're
not
like,
so
I don't know
inspiring to
why I'm
feel.
here.
Yeah, I guess so.
And so I think it's really interesting to see the different environments that
I also
because
think it's the same stuff. It's more easy to be proud of the academy because we're like very small. We're like a family because we know each other. The whole department knows each other, and it's just easier to be in contact to talk to each other. So it's more like I don't know, more human-like. So we're not treated like mass product in any type. So we also have a lot of problems, a lot of stuff that we would like to change in our school. Even the parts that are not connected directly to the transportation design, we have a lot of management problems, I think. But basically, we don't know if we want to fix them or we want to like just set them free because maybe that's the magic. Maybe this whole chaos and the absence of good management, maybe that's what creates this stuff. Maybe that's what creates creativity. Maybe that's what creates initiative in people. Because it's very good. I see it now when guys are graduated and when we left school. Like I haven't graduated yet, but due to work, I'm not coming to school often, and we see that this initiative it just goes on. So there are people that are inspired, that do some stuff that they are not asked to. They make different interesting stuff like sketch battles, some I don't know, interesting like calls with designers and other stuff. They call some teachers abroad, and they do it themselves just because they want to.
Mhm.
The magic and very fragile, and we don't want to make it like to change some. We're afraid if we change something, this magic will just die, and maybe we'll become more and more mass productive, and we'll lose this creativity, this rebellious character. But I don't think it will ever work out. I don't think we'll ever turn into the art center. We'll either die like the whole university will die, or we will always be like we were before, I think.
Yeah, I
Very
think
interesting.
in our academy we have strong personalities because a lot of schools don't have strong personalities. They don't have teachers in a wide meaning of this word. These guys have a strong vision of this world. They have a worldwide visionary. They don't concentrate only on the problems of our industry, of our country, our city. They think worldwide, and design is also it's very soft industry design, need to help people, don't provocate people a lot of. But if you want to raise a designer, you need to have a strong personality. You need to have some stress, some difficulties. You can't raise a good designer without troubles. We need to set designer in difficult situations. We need to talk with him like a shit sometimes, but sometimes you need to talk with him like a father or mother, brother, or something else.
Have a drink with him.
Yeah, have a drink. And you, that's what I'm talking about. You need to have a strong personality in the head of a department, and you have a strong personality in every position of teacher in this department. And our academy, I think, have these guys because a lot of designers across the world on senior designer positions or just cool guys, chill guys, strong personality.
Strong character personality.
We don't have a jacuzzi.
We don't.
Can you believe that?
Have push boundaries. We don't need them. We our culture. 1 second.
Lubok?
No, yeah, Lubok, yeah. Our culture doesn't just push boundaries; it ignores them. If there's a rule, we find a way around it. If there's a wall, we build a door.
Yeah, cool.
That's very cool, because I honestly, it makes me think of the industry I witness right now. I think both in entertainment and transportation. I don't know about product or other like industrial design, but it feels to me that everything is extremely competitive, but it's in a very empty way. Like everybody's trying to be rendering better. For entertainment, all of the characters are extremely attractive. Like, how do you make this character even more attractive? Like 8 abs. Just like, like as it's pushing the boundaries, but it's in a very repetitive way. But
car design industry is dead.
You can argue that with a lot of industries, I think.
We'll hope it will resurrect, but as for now, I think it's a great crisis in the whole world, like in the whole creative industry, I guess. And I think as all will agree that during the crisis it's always some small interesting stuff rising. Some small interesting stuff is rising. Like I think we'll see this rising from little particles. We'll maybe see something interesting that will be that will have the leadership later. Like I don't know, after the crisis of 90s or like the crisis of 2007, we had this rise of a new era, the economical crisis. I mean, maybe the 2008. Okay, so basically we had this new era of product design led by Apple. That is basically coming to an end right now, as we can see that even the leaders of the industry are at the very stagnating moment. They just do any other iPhone is just like another. Their try of innovation failed. This glasses and stuff.
Because it's safe.
Yeah.
It maintains revenue.
So basically,
we are in this.
Nowadays, leaders, or I don't know, Volkswagen, they make a very safe, a regular car that no one will buy because it's shit, basically. And some small companies, they have more interesting attempts, maybe. And I hope that we'll see this sparkles in the dark nights of the creative crisis.
I hope so too.
I hope we'll be parts of that. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And I just really agree with what you guys mentioned about ignoring the boundaries, because it feels like you're just not. How do I put this? Let me 1 second. It's like you're not trying to compete with this empty, repetitive form, but rather you're just trying to think of some new ways to be creative and kind of fight against this, especially with the introduction of AI. Back to that, is like there you gotta think of just a whole nother way to go around the repetition that's already been happening.
One of our design teachers, he recently we had a talk. We went to the Museum of Japanese Culture. Dima actually invited us all. We have like a small gallery that's called Kasugai, the Kasugai Gallery, and they had the exposition about 47 Ronins. I think you've heard of this story. Not to mention the movie that made the story wrong, I think, but they had a really cool exposition about the story. So we visited it with friends and with one of our design teachers, Dmitry Blank. He was a design thinking teacher in our industrial design course. And basically we had a long talk about the Asian culture, like Japanese culture, how it's integrated into European culture, into the world culture, and etc. And after that, we went to the. I'm just. I forgot the word. Как будет хвастаться? Кто помнит?
Sorry.
So basically, not a long time ago, we managed to go into this apartment in the center of our city, and I'm just showing off right now that we live in the center of St. Petersburg. But basically, after the Kasugai Gallery, we went to the cafe restaurant that is located in the house of Brodsky. The famous Russian writer, and there we had a very interesting talk about Russian culture and how it's continued during nowadays, like during the design stuff that we do. And he mentioned a very interesting thing in Russian culture. It's called lubok. It's basically. Yeah, it's basically old like art comics. I don't know. It were some pictures that people made. I don't know how much, like 800 years ago. It's like late 17th century, I think, 16th, 17th century, and basically it was like it was just like comics. So basically, it was a mass production thing made in Russia for people that don't know how to read. So it basically had some funny pictures. And how it was made. One guy made the sketch, second guy made the line art, third guy made the painting. So it's basically how, I don't know, comics or manga is made. Yeah, so basically what was interesting about Lubok, that the painting, the colors never matched the line art. It was always like a bit to the right, a bit to the top, a bit to the down. It was like a bit. It was made in a rush. It wasn't. There was no intention to make it right, and so basically the lines never matched the painting, and it's a very cool metaphor on like Russian culture at all. So we make some stuff, we make it artistic, we make it good, but we don't know how to set the boundaries. We don't need them. So we just see the boundaries. They're somehow in our canvas, but we just paint all over it because there's no interest in just making the contours, making the lines right. And it was a very interesting thing to think about because it just comes up to these roots of Russian culture, and we can still see that as a metaphor in what we do in creative industry in Russia. So yeah, basically, this is a very interesting story that I thought I could share.
Yeah, that's super cool. I think that like leads to the second questions, which is I participated with in a little part in Vènger's thesis project, and it was really interesting to like witness like designer like you to interpret your own culture. It's something kind of intimidating for myself because I'm Chinese, and I do have like a lot of like I think my culture also have a bunch of really, really interesting things to express. But I'm not. Sometimes I'd be a little bit intimidated by it. It was really cool to see how you use or interpreted Russian culture and output that into transportation design. So I'm wondering how, like, what are the thoughts behind your projects? And
I think I have some thoughts about Russianness and Russian design, and I know what I'll be working at Lada, and I'll make my thesis, and I'm starting thinking about Lada and Russianness maybe in July, and my thesis started at September, and I understand what I need to do something unusual. I have two ways. I don't have a gradation. I have two ways. I can make the product, and I can make the concept with some idea, some view on Russianness, on Russian design code.
Maybe you should add that basically when guys go to Lada nowadays, they have this basic task to express Russian design code in their project, but they have a lot of freedom inside of that, and that was the task for Dima when he came to Lada.
Mm-hmm. I have a friend, Kirill Vasilyev, aka Navicento.
Yes, he was on the last episode.
Yeah. Hi, Kirill. I decided to invite him to be producer of my thesis, like on Rick Rubin on albums, because Kirill says me what the new designer need to make him projects like musical albums, and I decided to have a team to make this product, and I don't I don't have a chance to pass away, I need to make a strong conception. But Russianness is a wide and strange thing. Nobody truly says what is this, what is Russianness, what is Russian design, because there is a lot of ways to talk about. And I decided to read and look and interpret things what I have interesting for me. And Kirill have an опыт, experience. Kirill have great experience in interpretation, in car design, in fashion design, and collaboration between fashion and car design. And I'm like our teacher Sergey Hidmanov says, when you come in the company, you need to study. Как вы заново?
Again.
Yeah, you need to study again. You are not a student, you're a designer, you need to study. And I decided what my thesis will be a new challenge for me to как будет прокачать мозг.
Improve your mind.
Yeah, to improve my mind in design.
Raise your
yeah, and I made a lot of research. I think my thesis that's 17% is research about Russian design, and I understand what in Russianness my research is just 1% of culture. But for my thesis, my research is 17%, and 30% is sketching and 3D modeling. I think that just an experiment on myself, on Lada chef designer, that was an experiment. And I decided to promote my impression about Russianness and about my life in car.
What was the most interesting thing or something you found
what was the
during
most interesting thing?
Yeah. Did something went out of your expectation, or something you just probably like realized during the process?
I think it's contradiction. It's main theme of my thesis as Russianness is a contradiction. You can change one side on 100%, but if you make this choice, you look around and see different side, and you just what the fuck. Some people say it's like this, some people say it's like that, and you need to do something. But if you do something, you fight with criticism and with some people says what is not a design, what is not a truly Russianness, and I say okay, that's only my truth about Russianness, and I wanna make this. That's all.
Very interesting. I just thought of something. It's like you like with the conversations with you guys. You mentioned a lot about contradictions, black and white, and choosing a very distinct making a very distinct choice. But it also seems to me that it at the same time it comes down to a very deep level of nuance as well. It's like it's very it's a very strong impression, but at the same time it rests in a very nuanced area or a very gray area, which I think is also very interesting. Like,
yeah, I think it's about the same stuff that if you have something very strict, very like maybe dull at the same point, it's at the same time it could be very fragile. So it's one step aside, and it's not what you meant. So you want to make it as you want to make your statement as clear as possible, and little nuances can ruin all the stuff. So you make some little wrong decision, and it could ruin the whole statement. I think it's very much about nuance. You know how one of our teachers says, design is about millimeters.
Сильно.
Not about centimeters.
hell yeah. Shall we go to the third question?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so the third question is, I know all of you guys have very a lot of passion in animation, and I've gotten a lot of recommendations from you guys, like from all of you guys. And honestly, I just recently started watching or researching about the Soviet cartoons, and I certainly have come across some in the past. I know that also Soviet cartoon was a big inspiration for Miyazaki as well. So I wonder, like, has the love to this animation, or has like the Soviet cartoon or this the art that you guys have witnessed when you were little either inspired you or kind of affected how you are as a designer right now?
This question about how cartoons do forming our mind style, or
yes, yeah, just any kind of influence. Do you think you are inspired by the animations you watch, or do you think it just inspires you or make you the designer you are?
I think it's a very well addressed question to Dima. He's like our mastermind of cartoon or animation and stuff. So while he thinks, I'll just make a quick note about Dima that we often troll him about this kind of stuff. But you know, Dima is a very inspired person. He always finds new temptations, new interests, new authors that inspire him, and he basically just dives into exploring and researching this stuff about some guys or some animators or some artists, and basically, like, for a month he always goes anywhere, almost at any situation. He's like, oh, this is just like in this movie. Oh, this is just like this artist. This is like just, and he just always expresses how some situations or some stuff could be like synonymized or metaphorically like compared to what he saw there. And I think it's a very good stuff because it's a very good way to analyze your life, to reflect on art, to reflect on what's happening in your life, I think. to reflect on what's happening in your design, just through the visual prism, or like the prisma of minds of other authors. And it's a very big thing that we troll him about, but it's a very cool and inspiring thing to be in, to be near Dima at the moment.
Animation, it's one of island when I like and I respect. I always like go to the my favorite museum in the world. It's Hermitage Museum. It's my favorite place in the holidays, and I very like being in the history world. Museum. It's a portal. Yeah. It's a portal for a history worlds, and we just need to talking with authors in the museum. For example, I like Michelangelo. I very like Michelangelo's how authors and the character, and I go to the Hermitage Museum and talking to him. In Hermitage has one of sculpture, one Michelangelo's sculpture. It's a boy. I don't know what this. I don't know how to say it. I don't know this word, but I.
Покажи.
Yeah. Yeah. This guy. This guy. Sitting like this, yeah. And taking his thumb.
Fingers.
No, it's
Thumbnail.
Thumb. And
toes.
Yeah.
Yeah, my favorite sculpture in this museum. We are like read the books and explain a new after's world. No.
Нет? Но?
Не видно.
В общем, вот этот. This guy.
He's
crouching down boy. Yeah, we have inspiration in everything around us. I mean everything. Not only theaters or cinema, books, museums. I mean in everything. It can sounds loud and как будет? Pretentious, but that's what that's what I mean when talking about teachers and their view on this world. We have 4 or 5 teachers with different view, and they have different styles of teaching, different styles of living, of family living, of working, and of fighting. Yeah. And we have we don't have a chance to have an inspiration only in Pinterest with our teachers. It's just как записать?
Relies on.
This relies on situation. What's about we're thinking, and what we want to do, and this is why we can have an inspiration in some things. I can think about my master thesis, Mercedes, and I can have an inspiration in this bottle. But in our situation, I can thought about vegetables and have an inspiration in car. Yeah, that's just a luck, I think.
That's really
Just
cool.
To have a lot of great teachers. What we have.
It's cool that you had an answer a question about animation, and we haven't said a word about it. That's basically the answer. But we love animation.
But that's cool.
I think we watch a lot of animation. We'll watch a lot of cartoon stuff. I don't know. As for me, the most maybe impressive thing that I ever watched was Adventure Time. So basically, it started coming out when I was a small boy, and it stopped coming out. Like it ended. It's
only a few years ago, right?
Technically, it still comes out. Some series, they still come out, but like the basic the basic episodes, they started coming out when I entered the university. So it's very I don't know. I think it grew with me, like the art statement, and that's what kept inspiring me, and it keeps inspiring me throughout the years. And I watched a lot of animated stuff after, but I don't think there ever will be something as more impressive for me, just because of the amounts of stuff, amounts of interesting themes that were held in the show. They even had different animators come as creators in different series, Masaki Yuasa, other people that are very interesting. They have different directors coming, like guest directors, a lot of guys were guested just to make the show more interesting. There's a lot of stuff. The Alberto Mielgo stuff that we love. Maybe just because
Alberto Mielgo, it's just a visual stuff, and it's not about meaning. It's about
it's still very impressive because he's a very big artist. I think in the nowadays he's a very impactful artist that made the whole generation of people who copy him, who make stuff like Alberto, and we had a very unique chance to we know some guys that work with him, like Ivan Fedorov and George Roddy. They both studied in Stiglitz Academy. Ivan haven't graduated, I think, because he quickly understood that it's not for him. But George is one of the icons in our department. Everybody loves George.
Yeah, I love both of their works.
Yeah, he's a very impressive. He's a very great guy. He's very cool in person. He's very professional in work. And they did some stuff for Alberto. So also Ivan is a very cool guy in person, and he once had a very interesting Instagram story that I somehow managed to remember. Just this one story. Somebody asked him, like, how much time should I draw a day to make myself a good designer? And he made a very short but impactful for me answer. He said that to be a good designer, you shouldn't like work 10 hours a day or work 20 hours a day. You should go to places, listen to stuff, watch stuff, go like watch.
Living.
Yeah, you just have to live a full life to be a good designer, to be a good artist. Because if you just cover yourself with a blanket and just sketch 20 hours a day, you will be a good sketcher. If you make very cool renderings and 3D models, you would be a very cool 3D modeler, and etc. So basically, it's coming to the theme that we just talked about, that you should be inspired, I think, by everything, just by living, and you shouldn't make any boundaries in your life. Try new stuff, try experimenting with like almost anything, and try looking at everything like it's your inspiration board. So basically,
I really
yeah,
agree with that. Yeah, I think
animation is a good way.
yeah, for sure. I think a lot of people thinks that to be an artist or to be a designer is to be 40 hours at the desk every day.
It still includes a very big time working on your stuff, like sketching and painting. But it never excludes the living, because there's the only way.
Indeed. It's surprising how life can give so much inspirations.
Yeah, sure.
On just simple designs.
Sure.
I'm curious now that you mentioned it. How do you guys view Alberto Miogo's stuff? I think I recently seen his trailer coming out, and like it's extremely impressive how he can have such impactful images. Other than visuals, I wonder what you guys think, and yeah, just generally.
About last project?
I think generally.
Generally.
So,
Generally.
It's a very expression guy, crazy professional, and he very contrast person. He had a contrast life, and this experience, he translate this experience in his movies. Экспозиция такая, там вот это ба-ба-ба-ба.
Yeah, I think what Dima wants to say, that Alberto's not simple experience in life just impacted what's his view on art, and I think maybe this contrast, that a human that had difficulties, he started to make something in art. I don't think he could have done something, I don't know, something elegant, something just simply beautiful. And he didn't have an option not to make his expressionist stuff. And he's also, like Dima said, he's a crazy professional. Not just crazy, not just mentioning his high level of professionalism, but mentioning he's really crazy. Because you have to be a lunatic at some kind to make stuff like he does. You should be really a crazy person in a good way to just dig inside the creation, like make everything with hands, make everything manually, not to use anything automated, just to express this his own way of what he wants to express. And I think it's a very unique stuff, and he couldn't he didn't have a chance not to be popular, not to be well known in the world, just because nobody did what he does. I think one of his most interesting works are I always forget. No, not The Witness. The Witness is very cool,
The,
but
the windshield wiper?
yeah, the Jibaro, or I don't know how it's pronounced right.
Jibaro.
But, yeah,
Oh, Jibaro.
It's very impressive work, not just because because his visual effects in the movie are way deeper than just pictures. He just doesn't try to sell his style like he could do, like people in Spider-Verse did. They just took his style and expressed it in a way that they could sell it. But he dug deeper, and he expressed the feelings that regular people can't understand. I'm talking about this main character that is deaf. So he managed through some visual effects. I think if you watch the movie without the sound, you could still understand very good what's going on, just like from a perspective of a deaf person. But even the sounds in the movie, they are made in a very unique way, so you feel like you're deaf, so you feel like you're in the body of this character, and not so much animators nowadays make this type of difficult stuff. Even if we watch on other episodes of this show, Love, Death and Robots, not to say that they're bad in some way, that they're impressive too, but you just see this deepness of his attempt to create something interesting, not just in a way to express his cool style, but to dig deeper inside of his thoughts as an artist. So he basically sells his style in some commercial works, like the spider concepts, like the Watch Dogs trailer,
marathon,
or this thing.
Do you know the Beatles game? Albert Melga and Robert Valley worked together. Do you know?
Oh, really? I don't know. Yeah, that's interesting.
So yeah, it's very cool that he could make something very popular, very selling, but he knows that he could do it, and he chooses not to do it just to express his artistic thoughts, and that's what I respect very much about Alberto, and I hope that our Russian guys made an impact on the work also. That they inspired somehow the Alberto, and I hope this Russian style is seen in the movie.
Russia have a very cool cartoonist and very cool cartoon director, but Alberta, it's unique of them, but Russia have своих own cartoon director, and he way cool too. Right.
I think so too. I mean, of course. I wonder. It's a question that I've just sort of came up with just now. Is I think Alberto is a really impactful artist. He has an extremely strong character style. But I think looking at his few works in the, like, if you look at Jibaro, if you look at The Witness and the trailer in Watchdog, as well as the new Marathon trailer, it feels like that it's his style. feels to me that it's a little bit repetitive. I wonder if you guys feel the same, and I wonder if you think a designer, like to be a designer, it's do you think one should go and experience or experiment with all kinds of things, or just stick with one extremely impactful style? I don't think either one is bad or good, but it's just something I've noticed. And I wonder what you guys think about it.
Yeah, that's actually partially what I was talking about. That I think he's repetitive at the stuff that he wants to sell. Like it's just regular for him to make stuff at this level of professionalism, and that's why people pay him. And like any big artist, also like Michelangelo or big other big masters, like I don't know, any type, actually any, like Raphael or really, no, maybe not Picasso, but the big masters in ancient times, they also had some works that expressed their feelings, that expressed what they were like always thinking about, and they also had some works that they just sold to make money. They had the like interns, as if I can name them like this. So they basically had some selling stuff, and they had some stuff that is really impactful, that we nowadays call like the masterpiece. Yeah. So basically they had masterpieces, and then they had some stuff to make money from. Because if you only make masterpieces, you might die poor. I think.
No. Renaissance era isn't, because it's very design era, and a lot of art stuff could be buy because it's заказ.
Order.
We might differentiate on this theme, but Dima says that in the Renaissance times, some wealthy people bought some stuff, and masters made this stuff to sell to these wealthy people. But I personally still think that if you make something as an order, we may think it's a masterpiece from now on. But I still think that even these masters, they had something that they truly wanted to work on, and then they had something to sell. Then they had some orders, and I just don't think anything changed from now on. So the big artists, they want to make money, they want to live good, and they make some stuff to sell, and they make some stuff to be cool, to be the master. And while Alberto made the Witness and then made the Jibaro, or he will make some stuff in the future that we will call like the masterpieces, he also had some really good selling stuff that is impactful on the genre, that is impactful on the industry. And I just don't think we should it's just not bad. So yeah, maybe he's repetitive, maybe he's not trying to make something new on this project, but maybe that's not they are paying for him for. Like he's making a movie a game trailer. He doesn't need to make a trailer that's way better than the game. So maybe he's just they just managed to take this guy. They asked him to express his style in the setting of their game. Yeah, maybe it's repetitive, but it's still looking cool. It's still looking sharp. It's better than a lot of maybe other game trailers.
sure.
It's still popping out from like the series of other trailers, I think. And yet it's repetitive, yet it's not a lot of new. Maybe he'll make money of that, and he'll create a really cool masterpiece next time. So he'll have enough money, have enough budgets, he'll have enough people to carry on the project to make it something really impactful new. Because I personally think that Alberto isn't finished. Like I think he'll show us what he can do soon, and this will be some new cool stuff, more crazy. I hope so.
Sure.
I hope so. I don't think
so too.
He'll be repetitive on his master projects.
Meaningful.
Meaningful, yeah. I think they will be more meaningful, more impactful future.
Interesting. What would you say is a meaningful design, just in general, not related to generally?
It's a hard question because while talking design wise, it's a very moral question of what you think is good. Because while some people will say, for example, iPhone is good because it solved a lot of problems, it's made a lot of lives of people easier. Yeah, nowadays we'll use our iPhones. Maybe if not iPhone, we would not be able to talk to you like this simple right now. But still, at the same time, you could say, thousands, millions of people in the in China or in other like Indonesia and other countries, they're struggling to because they need to work like 20 hours a day to make these iPhones on the production lines. So while some people get their lives better, some people get their lives more horrible in a way. Yeah, or the ecological situation in China is getting worse because of a lot of the productions inside of the city, and basically it's very difficult to answer what's like impactful, what's because we just need to set this moral point, and I think every designer, there's a very good book by Willem Flusser. I just don't remember how's it called in English, but it's basically the Small Philosophy of Design, I think it's called, and it's a very small book, but the main theme is that when you're working on industrial design or design in general, you need to have like moral points from where you jump off, from where you like set your own boundaries of what's good and what's bad, and from that point you work. So I think the answer to your question could be very different for everybody. So yeah, I think I don't want to answer in your question in modern times because I think time will show. But if for simple questions, it's iPhone, Apple in the 2000s. I don't know, Nokia in 90s. Maybe like this. I think maybe guys have different answers to the questions. I'm just talking like industrial design wise.
By the way, I really love how you answered this question, Maxim, because it's I've also tried to think about it. I do realize that everyone kind of have a different view on this very subject, and everybody do designs and do their work and have their passions in very different ways. So yeah, it's really interesting and inspiring to hear the answer.
I like Maxim answer. I can't say.
Meaningful design. Michelangelo Buonarroti. Leonardo da Vinci.
A lot.
Yes.
Vadik Marmeladov.
Vadik Marmeladov.
That's a good answer. Let's promote Russian guys.
Vadik Marmeladov. Do you know this guy? Vadik Marmeladov load system. No?
I might recognize his work, but I can't remember the name.
He created Kanye West world. The most popular designer of.
He is creator of Kanye West. Kanye West is a product of Vadik Marmeladov. Kanye West was produced in Russia.
I see.
Produced by Russia.
Nikolai Gennadievich Ikyunichev.
Yeah. Is a Russian girl.
Basically, we have like our small battle between between two Russian design schools, the Moscow Design School and St. Petersburg Design School, because in Moscow they have universities more technically oriented, I think, and in St. Petersburg we're like more arts oriented, and we're more conceptual. They're more producty, and we always try to fight with each other, say that we were the first ones to invent something, or we were the more meaningful school, or we are better at something, or we're cooler at something other, and or that more of our students have had more impact on design overall. We will there's no chance we will tell you that the Moscow school is better. Of course, the St. Petersburg is better. Maybe Kirill Vasilyev or Timur Dautov, they will say the other stuff, but don't believe them because they're not right. Absolutely. 100%.
Now I'm curious.
But basically, right now we have this little battle. One of the guys from Moscow, he's right now writing an article about how Russian schools approach design form language, and basically one of the themes that we discussed is Vadik Marmeladov approach to design still modern, or it's already old-fashioned. I think to understand what we're talking about, you should just look at the pictures and you'll understand. And we personally think that Vadik is a very meaningful and a very impactful designer who had his impact on Kanye, who's making very strange things right now, but he used to make very cool, impactful things in design and in art industry previously. And one of the main guys who inspired Kanye, who made Kanye's visual art, was Vadik, who's from Russia. And we personally think that his style is still relevant, that his approach to design wasn't realized at what it could be realized, and his attempt, his way of seeing design is very contrasted to what's going on right now in the designer world. It's a very different approach. It's it's very much from the inside. So if you want to talk about mindful design, I think it would be very interesting to talk Vadik Marmeladov on that, because it's really, as for us, as I think generally from our three of us speaking, Vadik's attempt is very from the inside. So he tries to think about a product he's working on, not from the view on what other people do in this area, not from actual like solutions that are going on. He just tries to dig into the problem itself. So what is the problem? What is this thing that we're trying to make? And he's just cutting it, looking aside, like a doctor. Like, what are we talking about specifically? So he just pulls all the ideas about the product from the product itself. And I think if you look at his things, you might think it's inspired by something, but actually the other things that you've seen were inspired by this stuff, because when he was creating it, there was no synonyms, there were no analogs to this. He made the absolute new world, and when we saw it as first year students, as pre-students to the university, we were in shock. We couldn't wrap our minds around it. So it was very contrasting to anything that our design teachers taught us. And I think that's what the modern design lacks. It just lacks this understanding that when you solve a design problem, you don't solve problems that other people told you there are. You solve a specific problem that is inside the product that like massively, you shouldn't just look at the analogs. So Vadik makes meaningful design because he doesn't try to find any analogs anywhere but in the nature.
I sent this guy, and I sent our teacher Alexander Sergeyevich Spitsyn. It's meaningful designer.
Yeah, I think we could say so.
I see it.
Yeah, so basically,
Alexander.
I think what's meaningful for us is when a designer tries to think from the inside. So when the designer really thinks about what he's doing, that's the thing that all our different teachers, that's the thing they have in common. They always try to make us think about what we do, to reflect on stuff that we do, because basically, as the modern world shows us, a machine could do the work without you. So basically, the AI could think in a way as general designer thinks. So this is why we need to really think, really dig deep inside of what we are really doing, on what's the specific thing and why we do it this specific way. I might sound repetitive for now, but it's a very, I think, philosophical way that thing that it's not simply done. It's just a thing that you should always run in your mind and just think about it every day. Try to find it in different places, and that's where you get all the solutions to the problems.
Yes, very, very great answer. Thank you. I love everything
She's so well.
you said.
It's really hard.
Very inspiring. Yeah, I guess that comes to the last question. Is if you have, what's your views on young designers entering the industry, in this current stage, and do you think the school taught us enough things to be a happy designer?
Вот коротко скажи, что нужно учиться не в школах, а у учителей, у мастеров. Все.
Yeah, that's Dima retells the thoughts of our master of Alexander Sergeyevich Spitsyn, who's our master of I don't think, maybe it's the wrong word, master.
Master,
like
it's teacher.
Teacher, yeah.
Sensei.
The master is like a master, but
yeah.
It's a sensei or a teacher, a big teacher, we might say, or a trainer. So he's our teacher, coach of
mentor,
drawing, like compositional drawing.
Tutor, yeah.
Tutor, yeah, maybe.
Drawing tutor.
So his thing, he had recently had a book published about him, and one of the main thoughts in this book is you shouldn't educate yourself on schools. You should educate yourself under good teachers. So you better find you in any place, almost in any university, you can find really good people that teach really good stuff. And so in any structure, don't rely on the system. Just rely on yourself and try to find the people that you see light in, that you see professionalism in, that express their feelings, that really spend their time on what they love. And I think it's just maybe a wrong way of thinking if you think I will come to the school and the school will give me that and that and that. Because yeah, maybe your school will give you a lot of stuff, but if you are not ready to really spend your life, spend your skills and your attention, no school will give you anything special. Like, you can come to the best school in the world and it will give you nothing if you just will be waiting for the school to give you something. So I think you should come and take rather than wait that someone will give something to you. Even if you spend a lot of money on that, it's no proof that you will get something.
We should teach each other together, and we create the new world.
Stick this power.
Yeah, and basically the young guys, I can say we can't say about any guys from other countries because we just don't know them. But the guys that come to our school, as for now, we see a lot of light in them. We see a lot of initiative. I might even say that due to these hard times, maybe new guys are even more initiative, even more enlightened to make some stuff. Because if people before had some hope for the system to help them, now the guys, they just understand that no system is forever. Even if you want to come to like maybe when we entered the university, we had these hopes to get into the European system of design, maybe the American one, and nowadays we see the crisis in all the systems, in all the industries, and we understand that we only have ourselves to rely on, and that's why maybe new guys are even more initiative and even more like strong to be in the industry, and we make all we can do to inspire them, to help them. We communicate a lot with guys from the younger courses, from the younger groups. The guys, they even taught one semester, the previous semester, for the first year students. Second year for the second year students. I think it's a very good experience, and all graduates, if they want to improve as designers, they should try to teach design, and this makes a lot of improvement in your mind as a practicing designer when you try to teach somebody your craft. So yeah, basically.
So
yeah.
So basically.
Very cool. Thank you guys so much. Oh my god. That was such an inspirational conversation. And I think it went like really, really well.
Thank you too. We're very happy to have a chance to chat with you and to express our thoughts on the like international area, so the people from outside would see it, would hear our thoughts. We'll have
for sure.
To Russia.
Yeah, this is honestly my goal to of the podcast, is to basically invite everybody from anywhere to just talk about.
That's very interesting.
Yeah, their stuff. Wow, that was anyways, thank you guys so much. Thanks everyone. Thanks Maxim, Dmitry, and Venger joining our channel today, and it's been a really, really cool talk, so thank you guys so much.